Okay, it's now 7 o'clock, and this meeting is in order. If you would stand for the pledge, please.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, roll call, please.
Are we on record, Crystal? All right, Counselor Wood? Here. Counselor Escobar?
Here.
Counselor Allen?
Here.
Counselor Hardy? Counselor Nicely?
Here.
Counselor Vendetti?
Present.
Mayor Upton?
Here. So on the consent agenda, is there any change on that? If not, take a motion to accept them.
I make a motion we approve the consent agenda, item 5A, 5B, and 5C.
Second.
First and second, roll call, please.
Counselor Vendetti?
Aye.
Counselor Escobar?
Aye.
Counselor Wood? Yes. Counselor Allen?
Yes.
Counselor Nicely?
Yes.
Mayor Upton?
Aye. And the first one up is a public hearing for the Florence Brewing Company's co-event with the Florence Pioneer Museum on May 8th, 2021.
So this is just an addition to the premise modification that the brewery did a couple meetings ago. They're actually going to co-event with the museum for the chili cook-off. They're going to close down the street, have some food trucks, and I believe that they are going to donate some of their earnings for the day to the museum for the fundraiser. And all of the necessary paperwork is in, and the fees have been paid to the state.
I make a motion to approve the Florence Brewing Company's co-event with the Florence Pioneer Museum on May 8th, 2021.
Second.
First and second, roll call, please.
Was that Counselor Vendetti for a second?
Yes.
Counselor Allen?
Yes.
Counselor Vendetti?
Yes.
Counselor Wood? Yes. Counselor Escobar?
Yes.
Counselor Nicely?
Yes.
Mayor Upton?
Aye. Okay, next up is another public hearing for a special events permit for the Special Forces Motorcycle Club event to be held on April 17th, 2021 from 12 p.m. to 12 a.m. Okay, City Clerk?
All right, so this is the annual event that the Special Forces Motorcycle Club does where they host a free range day at the Cactus Flats shooting range for their members and their families, and then they are going to have everybody go back down to their clubhouse for some music, food, and some beverages.
And everything is in order.
Everything's in order, the fees have been paid, and the paperwork's processed.
Good.
I make a motion that we approve the special event permit for the Special Forces Motorcycle Club.
Second.
First and second, roll call, please.
Counselor Vendetti?
Aye.
Counselor Nicely?
Aye.
Counselor Wood? Yes. Counselor Escobar?
Aye.
Counselor Allen?
Yes.
Mayor Upton?
Aye. Okay, next is a resolution supporting the Old Florence High School nomination grant and NR eligibility letter, Florence High School, and Florence High School nominations proposal. So Wade, would you like to speak on that?
Yeah, so we try to support economic development any way we can. We don't have a ton of money, but we do have some staff expertise and some time that we can lend. And so the Emerging Campus, who's taken over the old high school, remember we rezoned it, they got in there, they've got some businesses, like a co-working space. The more they work on their building, the more demands that, you know, there's cracks in the masonry, there's all sorts of things, and the more they get it assessed, it's going to be more and more and more expensive, and they kind of point out the more that we pour into that, that's less that we can pour into creating jobs and supporting, you know, creating jobs here. So this resolution is that the city can get, basically get a grant to nominate this building to the National Register of Historic Places. If you remember when we did the rezoning hearing, that was one of the main things the citizens and you cared about is like, hey, you know, we're great to see that. We don't want to see anything adverse happen to the building. So this would carry them through that. They would get the building listed on the National Register and the local register. The local register is actually where we have design review control of this. So that way, if they tried to do something in the exterior, we would have the Preservation Commission, the city would have a say in that. And unfortunately, it's a pain in the butt to get something on the National Register, so it is a couple $1,000. The applicant, the city would process the application, the applicant would pay the match, so we're not gonna be out any cash. And then a consultant would conduct the National Register nomination, and then we'd go up to Denver. Hopefully COVID would be going away and a bunch of people can go up to Denver and get it on the National Register and then on the local register. And then really the main idea is that they could apply for those state historic fund grants, and those are up to $200,000. And so that's kind of a small amount of work for us, allows one of our local businesses to get up to $200,000. And they would have to pay 25% of that match as well. So it seems like it's a pretty easy way to assist somebody who's kind of lived in a lot in our community, a building that I think everybody wants to see preserved well into the future. And it's a 100th anniversary, so it's a perfect time to go for this. Any questions?
Yep, sounds like a great plan. They've done a lot to it, and to keep it, the appearance the same would be great.
And Brad is gonna come next time and give you an update of what they've been doing. I got a chance to meet the head of PAX 8, who's now that company that's in there in addition to the cybersecurity company, and they've already got people working there and they want to bring more people there. So they are making good on a lot of stuff that they mentioned when they rezoned it 2 or 3 years ago.
Sounds like pretty good positive.
I make a motion to approve resolution 2021-0405, a resolution supporting the old Florence High School.
Second.
First and a second, roll call, please.
Counselor Allen,
Yes.
Counselor Vendetti,
Aye.
Counselor Wood,
Yes.
Counselor Escabel,
Yes.
Counselor Nicely,
Yes.
Mayor Upton.
Aye. Okay, next is ordinance number 04015-2021, an ordinance amending Title 17 of the Florence Municipal Code by adding a new chapter, Chapter 17.96, relating to accessory dwelling units within the city of Florence. Vendetti,
I'm good.
This is what,
Brandon, do they have to get another tap for the ADU? Or it just goes off?
They don't have to, but they'll get a second use charge.
Mr. Nicely.
Yeah, I like it all except for, on section F, number 2, I would like to see a strike through of that entire, exemption there. Other than that, I could live with the rest of it. I think it was pretty well done, and just not real happy with that part there. I'm concerned about that.
Which one?
It'd be on page 3, under F, number 2.
Exemptions.
Yes, under exemptions. I think we could strike through that entire number 2.
And Matt and I have talked about, eventually Matt and I and Planning Commission and we'll talk about short VRBOs and things like that. Right now we don't have a lot, but as things pick up, I think we're gonna start seeing them and we'll have to have some type of code on that. So that'll get picked up here in the next year or so with other codes if we don't do this here.
Okay, Mr. Escabel.
I'm in favor of it, looks good.
I would like to go over my objection just a little bit more thoroughly and say why I object to the number 2 there. And that is, if we turn those very small lots into a double rental unit, what you take essentially what is a nice quiet neighborhood and turn it into low rent housing, because that is actually going to be the lowest rent on the whole block. When you do that and have 2 rentals on the same lot like that, you have no pride in ownership whatsoever. The people who live adjacent to you are just at your will. I mean, you really can't do anything about what's going on once that's in the law, and they have taken 2 residents into one lot like that. Again, that's my only concern about this whole thing is number 2 there. I think we could do a lot of people a lot of good with this, but I'd certainly like to see that changed. Thank you.
Okay. Any other comment?
Would respectfully disagree in that, I think when we do have a lot of residents or several residents who are in the military, and when they are deployed, then they are not living there. And so we need to take that into consideration as well, or if you have someone who may have to go to another state to care for, a family member, and they want to rent their primary residence out and their dwelling out to someone for 6 months, then they're within violation. And so I think that we need to keep those things in mind. So in that way, I like number 2 in the sub topics.
Right, and it is, a very special use permit or something like that.
Yeah, it's even more than that. It's like a special city council permission, so it's more than a special use permit. So it has to rise to a pretty high level through staff just even to get to you, I would think.
Okay, any last comment?
Can there be a limitation on how long that, say if we approve something
I
like
think it's
that?
up to Matt, but I would think if they went through, council's giving them a permit, they could put a condition on it.
Yeah, you'll be granting the permit, so you'll be able to add conditions.
Okay.
But couldn't we as well just amend this in any specific condition? I mean, if somebody proposes something to us and we think we should take a better look at it, we can amend it at any time.
Yeah, you could not put
That's
it
what I'm
in
just saying, we can
later,
eliminate that from here right now, put it on discussion when it's more important, and get this through.
Okay, then I think we're ready for a motion. Anybody like to make a motion on this?
I'll make a motion that we approve, let me go up to the top of the document, give me 1 second. Ordinance 04052021, an ordinance amending Title 17 of the Florence Municipal Code by adding a new chapter, Chapter 17.96, relating to accessory dwelling units within the city of Florence.
Anybody second?
Second.
First and a second, roll call please.
Are you making that motion with the approved amendments?
As it is,
As is.
as it's written.
Okay. Counselor Wood?
Yes?
Counselor Allen?
Yes.
Counselor Escabel?
No.
Counselor Nicely?
No?
I'm sorry, no?
No.
Counselor
Sorry.
Vendetti?
No.
Mayor Upton?
Aye.
So you have a 3-3 motion, meaning it's resulting in a tie, so the motion fails. If someone would like to make an alternative motion, you certainly could. And obviously, if that was seconded, then you could have further discussion and vote on that.
I will make an alternative motion that we approve ordinance number 0405-2021, chapter 17.96, accessory dwelling units, with a strike through on page 3, title F, occupancy, number 2, the entirety of that be strike through, omitting that.
Second.
Do we have a second?
Anthony.
Yeah, we have a first and a second on the amended motion. Any comments from council? No. Okay,
Counselor Nicely?
Yes.
Counselor Escabel?
Yes.
Counselor Wood?
Yes?
Counselor Allen?
Yes.
Counselor Vendetti?
Yes.
Mayor Upton?
aye. Next is award a contract for American Water Infrastructure Act. HR Green and et cetera.
I would make a motion that we approve the contract with HR Green.
Second.
First and a second, roll call please.
Counselor Vendetti?
Aye.
Counselor Nicely?
Yes.
Counselor Wood,
Yes?
Counselor Escabel,
Yes.
Counselor Allen,
Yes.
Mayor Upton,
Aye.